It's time, Power Star, live. Step into the lime. Light is too bright. The biggest stars ever coming at you live. Melanated hashtags, get bags or grab some tea. The culture on display, clapbacks for you to see. Uncut, unfiltered shade like under tree. And every Wednesday, only one place you should be. Power Star Live, every week a half hour. No one show should have all this power.
What's up, everybody? Rumor has it that the Kardashian West Sunday service is fire, but it's Kim and Kanye's oldest daughter, Northwest, taking us to church, honey. Welcome to Power Star Live, the livest show on Twitter, created for Twitter with the amazing content generated by you. Twitter, I'm your sister, Jessie Woo.
And this your boy, Zilla Valentine. The days of ripping off content and calling it your own are over. We're here to give you the rundown of the funniest, dopest, and most entertaining things happening on the timeline. Hey, Ray, what's popping on the Twitter for hot hashtags this week?
All right, so this week has been a mess filled with racist antics, shocking announcements, and questionable actions from some of our very own. Let's dive right into it.
Lord.
So somehow, as you can see, he keeps finding his way into our show every week. But these Sunday services by Mr. West are too bizarre to ignore. Have y'all seen this week's footage?
It looked like Jamestown, if you ask me. I ain't gonna hold you.
Listen, I don't care how many times Kanye gets his TD Jakes on out there in the wilderness of Calabasas. You will not be pulling back the black community. We remember everything you said, okay? You said what you said, and you stand where you stand, and that's outside the club for now.
Right. So hashtag Sunday service, and I don't know if you saw, but this week's invocation was open from Brother DMX, and he gave us an interesting, opening for Sunday service with that praise break you saw from our baby North.
Blue Ivy would never.
No, fresh out of jail, DMX made an appearance and he was praying for folks. Check out this clip. We got a clip. Check it out right here.
Blessed and highly favored by you. I am the object of your affection. Your favor surrounds me as a shield, and the first thing that people come in contact with is my favorite shield. Thank you that I have favor with you and man today.
Yeah, no, I'm good on that. I'm good
I
on
don't
that.
know what kind of Santeria
He had an
they
album
got
called.
going on.
So he had an album called "It's Dark and Hell Is Hot," so I'm good on that.
Yeah, we good.
I'm
What's
good, no.
next, Ray?
One of my favorite internet cousins at Nothing But Rebel said, I don't mean no harm, but what is Kanye doing out in these woods with this choir week after week? I'm not trying to be funny, like for real. I'm seriously curious. Like, what is the point? Is there one? Takia, girl, you ain't the only one wondering.
Okay, I want these footages to stop making their way to my timeline. I don't feel like the spirit of the Lord ain't there. Period. I'm not for it.
I'm perplexed as a whole, so I'm no.
No, thank you.
So speaking of being perplexed, we're gonna move on to hashtag Just Hilarious.
Ooh.
Yes, so Just Hilarious put her bigotry on full display as she traveled on a plane just one day after the mass shooting that took place in New Zealand. She posted a string of xenophobic Instagram stories where she called out a group of Sikh travelers, misidentifying them as Muslims. After the instant social media backlash, Jess returned to Instagram to post an apology video and announce her $15,000 donation to victims of the New Zealand mass shooting.
Yeah, nah, I'm good on that too. Like, I get what Jess is doing, and like, she's just doing too much. You don't gotta say everything. Like, you can't be that unaware of what's going on in a time. Like, 49, 50 people died from a senseless attack just because they were Muslim. And you go and make fun of them and then try to apologize about it a day after you were twerking all up and down my timeline? Nah, I'm good on that. I'm good on that.
The thing is, for me, this really hurt me because, like, I love Jess Hilarious. I feel like she's so talented. She's so gifted. I think number one is when you have a huge following, you need to understand that you don't have to fall to the pressure of sharing everything. Yeah. Like, we would have never known about this had she not shared it.
Right.
Literally. So you should not, everything is not meant to be shared. And then the second thing is, as a black woman in this society, with everything that's going on, with the racism, with the slavery that we face, with the prejudice, we cannot afford, like, if there's one group of people who cannot afford to be prejudiced, it's us. We have to be able to give other people the grace that was not given to us throughout history. You know what I mean?
People are prejudiced against a lot of races, a lot of genders, a lot of sexual orientations, but us as black people, we have to be the flag bearers of them all and embrace and love everyone because we've all been through it. And if we know how it feels, they should know how it, we should not put people down for going through it as well and contribute to that. Like, that's not cool.
Yeah. Speaking of going through it, hashtag Wendy Williams. So I don't know if you caught it, but on her show yesterday, she made a shocking announcement during the Wendy Williams show where she said she's been living in a sober house as she continues to batter her addiction. This comes months after speculations about her health and marriage woes after she took an abrupt hiatus from the show.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I mean, here's the thing. You know, I commend Wendy Williams for speaking out about addiction because a lot of people feel like drug addiction has a look, right? So you wouldn't expect for her at the height of her career to still be dealing with something like this. So I appreciate her bearing her heart and being transparent about that. However, Wendy, I'm gonna need you and your wig to address your bonus child that your husband had about on you.
In that bonus house.
And then the bonus house that he got. Listen, you go hard on everybody when they are low. You love to keep people when they're down. So sis, even though I'm happy you were transparent, but we want the real tea, sis. You're not off the hook.
Yo,
You're not off the hook.
I get it. Wendy is known. That's her brand. She's known for brashing people and putting all their business out there. But I'm going to do something different, and I'm going to show Wendy some love because she needs love in a time like this. I've dealt with people who've gone through addiction, aunts, uncles, cousins. My dad was an alcoholic, and it's a tough thing to get through. And especially if I don't know what her husband's business is, but it looks like he's a cheater. So I'm going to say, Wendy, I'm going to give you love. I'm going to give you my thoughts and my prayers, and I hope you have a speedy recovery. And I'm going to show her nothing but love just because I feel like that's what you need when you're going through something like that. And maybe it'll learn and she'll be a little nicer when people...
Girl, Wendy, I want the real tea. You could give her... I want the real tea. Thank you for letting us know about that, but we still want the real tea. Any tweets on that?
Yeah, so we do have at Gia Peppers who said Wendy Williams just bravely admitted live on her show that she's been living at a sober house and attending meetings around the city with others who struggle with the addiction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Well, at least she's taking the steps that's needed to recover. So, I mean, I know all jokes aside, we're definitely pulling for you, Wendy.
Well, I got a joke. Can we have an intervention on Daniel Caesar?
Yes, so hashtag Daniel Caesar.
Lord.
Yesterday, the singer defended Yes Jules during an Instagram live calling black people too sensitive, saying we're unable to take a joke and that we should stop being mean to white people.
Mean to white people.
To white
Daniel Caesar, we were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. Learn something from this. No, listen, you know what's crazy to me is that white women or other women, the others, always get support from black men when it comes to using the N-word. And I truly will never understand that. I have never seen a non-black person sit in a group of black women and use the N-word. Whenever I see it, whether it's no Jews, whether it's whoever Jews, they always do it around a group of black men. And I really want to, can you help me understand that?
I can help you understand, but can we play that clip first so people who missed it, may have missed it, can see it? Can we play that clip real quick? Is that possible?
Why are we being so mean to Jules? Why are we being so mean to white people right now? That's a serious question.
Okay.
Why is it that we're allowed to be disrespectful and rude to everybody else? And when anybody returns any type of energy to us, that's not equality. I don't want to be treated like I can't take a joke.
I think we're being mean to people because we've been being mean to and we're defending ourselves. Like, this country has a long history of racism, and black people have been going through it. And yes, Jules in particular has been saying a lot of suspect stuff, from saying, can I wear the N-word shirt? She allegedly said the N-word on camera. She was talking smack about Scotty Beam, who's a good friend of mine. Yeah. And I watched Scotty Beam.
And Karen Civil.
And Karen Civil. I watched Scotty Beam and Karen Civil work their behinds off while other women got opportunity after opportunity and never been caught up with I slept with this person and slept with that person rumor whatsoever. So you can't come at Scotty Beam, who's worked super hard to get what she got, and that's my sister. So Daniel, you can fall on your sword if you want for Yes Jules. I'm gonna fall on my sword for Scotty Beam, Karen Civil, and every other black woman who looks like them. It's about time a black man defends the women he loves.
That's
and
right.
It's not black or white. I'm going to defend every woman I love with the same intensity, not just Yes Jules.
That's right.
Yes.
And you know what? I want to touch on this because even in his live, he was talking about bridging the gap. Let me tell you something. I will never stand for bridging the gap between non-blacks and the N-word. And even while we're on the topic, I know a lot of y'all saw a clip of me discussing this on another show that I'm on that I won't
Voldemort,
name.
the name we won't
But I'm a stand my ground right here on Power Star Live because I know Will Packer and them not gonna edit what I say. I will never, ever, ever support anybody who is non-black using the N-word. But, however, I think it's time that as black folks, we have to acknowledge that a lot of us have made people who are not black comfortable with using the word, and
Preach,
that has
sister.
to stop immediately.
Preach, sister.
Immediately, especially with y'all men.
Yes.
That's another topic for another day.
Yes. So,
Scotty said something. Can you pull that tweet? I know you had it. I'm sorry, my bad.
yes, so
Step ahead of me.
Scotty Beam summed it up with the situation perfectly and said, please stop turning your back on the same audience that championed you.
That's a word, child. That should
Yes.
be on a shirt.
Yeah. So moving on to champions, we're going to speak about our sis, Danae Guerrera. Black Twitter gets Danae Guerrera's name added to the Avengers Endgame poster after Marvel released a version that excluded her name, but listed all 12 of the other actors on the same poster. Sis is the only black woman on the poster. And they had the nerve to not give her the proper top billing in the credits. I mean, you can't miss a sister when she's on a poster.
I understand you can't, but I do think it was an honest mistake.
No.
I've worked with a Disney enough to know that I think it was an honest. I hope it was an honest mistake. I don't know. I don't know, but I think it was an honest mistake, and I do applaud everybody on Twitter for getting her name back added on and bringing it to the light.
No.
I don't-
Shout out to Black Twitter for making sure again that the most disrespected person in America gets the respect she deserves and making sure that my sister's name was on that poster.
Yeah.
Okay?
While I do think it was an honest mistake, it never would have happened to Scarlett Johansson.
You're right, and I don't
I
know
do
about
think
it
it was
being a
a mistake.
mistake because I don't know if you've noticed, but a lot of the top black Disney executives have been making this mass exodus away from ABC and Disney. So I'm not saying it, but I'm saying. Anyway, at Bim Adu summed it up best, and Bim said she is the only black woman on that poster, the highest profile post-snapping Wakandan, a firm fan favorite, and freaking actual Danae Guerrera to boot. Put some respect on her name. Damn.
That's right.
Yes, Marvel
Show
felt the
respect
heat
on
from
her
the
name.
Twitter streets and corrected the flaw with an updated version of the poster that included our Black Warrior Queen before the end of the same workday. Not long after we received
right.
this gem
That's right.
that includes Danae's every hero, including the villain Thanos, on this poster.
That's
Check
right, because
this
that's
out.
what
Yes.
black women are. We are
Hello.
every hero. It's all in us. All
Yeah.
right? Make sure my sister's on the poster and her name there, period.
Yeah, speaking of sisters posters, we talking about the hashtag Us movie that Zilla just attended the junket for and interviewed Jordan Peele. So tell us a little bit more
Absolutely.
about that.
I got the opportunity to sit down with Jordan Peele and talk about his new movie, Us. It's a super dope film, and I talked to Jordan about a tweet that I thought had some sort of relation to the movie. So here's me playing first tweets with Jordan Peele. Check it out. I'm going to show you some of your early tweets. This one particularly from 2013. Every day is Halloween when your entire country is built on an Indian burial ground.
Absolutely.
What were you thinking when you tweeted that?
You know, I mean, I was thinking that. I think that was a younger, by a couple of years, a younger version of me trying to combine the horror genre with something that I wanted to say.
Yeah.
This movie is about the duality of this country, the United States.
Yeah.
Now, we all want to hear your opinion on today's hot hashtags and the rest of the show. Don't forget to tweet us so you can be part of today's conversation.
Yeah, at Power Star Live. So once again, it's that time where we talk about unpopular opinions. This has been really a hot hashtag all over Twitter for the past couple weeks. So you know we got to keep talking about them.
Please believe it. It's gotten to the point now when someone says something bad about me, I'm just like, okay, hashtag unpopular opinion. at this
Yes.
point, you
They
know
say
what I'm
something bad about me. I'm like hashtag popular opinion. That is a genius move, Jess. But let's get into it. The first unpopular opinion is a touchy subject, but some people, that's what Twitter fingers are for, right? Touchy subject. It's from Little IXO, tweeted, unpopular opinion, if you support black business, you should reconsider buying from Fashion Nova, because all they do is steal fashion ideas from our women. That is true. I have a friend who always has her stuff stolen by Fashion Nova. They owe her a check.
Yeah, I didn't think that was an unpopular. I thought that was facts. I thought we were speaking facts here.
I think it was hashtag common knowledge.
Sounds like their business model to me.
Exactly.
Hey.
But you know, we would need more than 30 minutes to talk about Fashion Nova and how they love to steal from black women. But we only got 30 minutes. What else you got for us, Ray?
So you know, It is lit in these Twitter streets, and Lexi Baby said, unpopular opinion, black people don't know how to party. All y'all want to do is stand around, smoke, take pictures, and be half naked, especially in New Orleans.
Okay.
We're specific.
Maybe she has a problem with New Orleans parties. But
Possibly.
I'm from the Caribbean. We party, honey. We parties to the
I know that's right. My Bahamian people be at Junkanoo lit.
Okay.
I party with a lot of famous people, and I've literally watched them stand around for 20 minutes, pull their phone out, dance for 15, and go back to standing around. So I kind of get it.
I've seen that happen too, but see, I'm not guilty of that. When I go to the party, I go to the party.
Hello.
I go for the party.
I've seen you break out in the dance on this stage.
all
I
the
agree.
time, all the time. But anyway, you guys out there in Power Star Land, send us your unpopular opinions to @PowerStarLive, and you know, it might make it to the show.
All right. Normally we close our show with a segment called The Best Thing You'll See All Week. But today we decided to push it up about 15 minutes to spotlight a man who's no stranger to Power Star Live. With a laundry list of #1 films to his credit, a hit TV series called Ready to Love One Oh, Will Power Packer is taking on a new challenge, and that's the documentary world.
That's right. We recently sat down with Will to chat about his first docuseries, The Atlanta Child Murders, which is set to air on Investigation Discovery at 9 p.m. March 23rd, and it chronicles the eerie tale of the disappearance and death of 29 African-American children and young adults between the years of 1979 and 1981. Let's take a look.
There was a lot of discussion about who could be committing these murders of the young black children.
Despite parents of the victims pressing Commissioner Lee Brown for a broad investigation of the incidents, they are still viewed as unrelated. But the rumors on the street keep growing.
Stories were going around that police officers were murdering the children.
It has to be the police. Who else could go in and out of these communities unchecked and pull this kind of stuff off? Who could do that?
What's happening, y'all?
What's happening?
I'm
good to have you back, boss.
Good to be back.
Now,
when are y'all going to invite me back?
I know,
Every time I look, there's new people here. New
well, every time we look, you got a new project out.
New project.
So let's not.
I have been a little busy.
And this one's a little different for you because you are taking on a documentary for the first time in a very serious way.
Yeah. This is something that is it's very near and dear to me. You know, I've done a lot of movies, comedies, you know, getting into television.
Right.
The non-scripted space is something that is important to me, not just because we can do content like this show, right, and let people know what's happening and bring life to the culture,
right,
but also because we can take issues of importance and we can augment them, we can elevate them, we can let people who think they may know about certain subject matters and give it a whole new light. And I have a lot of friends who actually were kids at the time of the Atlanta child murders. It was almost 40 years ago now.
Right.
And a lot of people don't realize that there was a time, a tragic time in not just our city's history, in our country's history, where you had all these black children who went missing and were murdered. And it's incredible to think that that could happen, right? You had 30 altogether that were either missing, murdered, or never found, who over the course of a 2-year period, basically, nobody was convicted and tried for their crimes. And that's incredible when you think about it.
And this wasn't a national story either. This was just
It took some time.
Took
Not
a lot
at
of
first.
time. Yeah.
No, it's something that, you know, because it is those who are the least among us, right? Those who need our protection the most, those who are disenfranchised, those who are poor, those who are minorities, those are the ones who, unfortunately, the most horrific tragedies are allowed to happen to.
Exactly.
And you know the other thing is that I remember how being a young black kid in the South around that time was scary, right? This was the ultimate boogeyman. And our parents would say, listen, this is why you go home when we tell you to go home. This is why don't let the streetlights catch you. This is why you always have to do what we tell you to do. So I remember that fear. So there was an emotional connection there. The other thing is that I'm a father now.
Right.
I'm a father now. I have kids, and I cannot imagine. That is the unfathomable, to lose your child. And then not to have the closure of knowing with 100% certainty what happened and who was responsible. So that's the emotional connection for me.
Discovery ID is one of the best channels, and you're bringing a lot of different faces to there. You have Jermaine Dupri, you got Big Boy, and a lot of Atlanta star power as
Yeah.
well. Was it easy for you to get them to be a part of this documentary?
You know what? The response was great. It was. I did reach out to folks in the Atlanta hip hop community and other folks. I got a chance to reach out to the families of the victims. And you know what it is? People wanted to talk about this because it's something that's talked about in hushed circles.
Right.
It's something that, you know, either you remember it because you were there or you heard about it, especially if you're black and living in the South.
Right.
And so for me, it was an opportunity to give voice to, first and foremost, the families.
Right.
Because for a lot of them, they don't have closure. Because like I said, this is not something where someone was put on trial and then convicted for the murder of their children.
You have Wayne Williams who's behind bars, or then you see when Wayne goes behind bars, the murders continued. There's so many different theories.
That's why you got to watch this doc, right? Yeah. Because there actually are still a lot of conspiracy theories to this day about what happened. We present the evidence and we allow you to draw your own conclusions because a lot of people don't know how many different possibilities were out there. And a lot of people also don't know that the way this investigation was handled, a lot of people think was not done with the utmost care in terms of those victims.
How emotional did you get making this documentary?
You know what? There's the head of non-scripted on my team. His name is Kelly Smith, and he's a producer on this project with me. And this is something that when I first brought him into my company, he said, would you be interested in this kind of project? And I said, absolutely, because I want to do some small part with the power that I have and the influence that I have. I want to do some small part to bring stories like this to life.
You know, the first child in the series of murders went missing 40 years ago. And I always say, you know, we have John Benet Ramsey. She gets a documentary every now and then. We get updates every now and then. But when it comes to our children, we never get that closure that you were talking about. How is that still relevant today?
It's still relevant because if you think about it, there are still black and brown children that go missing that do not get the national spotlight.
Right.
That still is happening today. That is still, to me, it is a travesty that we need to look back in history so that we know how to move forward. We need to say, listen, if we're not careful, especially in today's very divided America, this could happen again. This could happen again if we don't say the least among us are just as important as those that have the most, then something like this could happen again. So that I'm hopeful that this doc will shed a light on that and will do a small part in preventing something like this from ever happening again in America.
So powerful.
So true.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to see this documentary.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to see it, the first episode.
Okay.
It's a really impactful, really powerful docuseries, and it premieres March 23rd.
At 9 p.m.
Absolutely.
On Investigation Discovery. I love that channel.
That's a great channel.
I be finding out how to kill people, but not really kill people. Like, just in case I get, like, really mad at a boyfriend or something, and I got to kill him without people knowing I'm going to kill him. That was too much.
I just watch it on the weekends. That's it.
But anyway, Ray, how them tweets looking? How them tweets looking?
Look at his face. Are you serious?
I know I'm not the only one who watches the ID channel for that.
Ooh,
No,
Shalay.
yeah.
All right. We got a tweet from @JessicaPrank. She tweeted, OMG, Power Star Live is so litty, so fun and inspiring.
honey.
I am back on Twitter more now because of y'all.
Look at Power Star Live bringing people back to the timeline.
Yeah.
Welcome back. So up next is one of our favorite segments. It's called Origin of a Meme. This is a segment that gets to the bottom of where your favorite memes and GIFs come from. Because you guys know once Black Twitter gets hold of a photo, it's out of here. It's all over the place.
Yeah.
So this week we have Squat Bay. Ray, can you tell us about the origin of this meme?
Definitely. So this week's meme is of a young lady named Kaylin Elisa. She was doing a photo shoot right here in Atlanta, and the photographer got her good. As Kaylin was posing for multiple photos, in between shots, she was squatting with her hands on her knees and her eyes squinting. The photo was snapped and sealed in meme history. And what's even more interesting is that Kaylin actually posted the pic herself to essentially create her own meme on her timeline at Solo Kaylin. Yes.
Like a meme.
Yes. And she said, when your knees are crying after you squatted for the gram, and she was just like, ooh.
I'm sorry, but that's one of the best memes of all time.
It really is.
Literally.
It's still popular.
I just retweeted it today,
Yeah.
Do you use that meme?
I've used it before. But I know a lot of people in the tweets have used it. What are some of the other tweets that people have used it with?
I saw this one from at Cuba Gooding Jr. That's a dope Twitter name. said, let me get $20 on pump, the pump with the white car. What's that, pump 2? That's how he said. That's how I read it in that voice.
I found a tweet from one of my girls on Twitter, @UniqueDiva, said, when a short man gets angry, so you got to get down to their level to see what the issue is.
That's
now, you know, that was pretty low, but that was accurate. It was low, but it was accurate.
It was low. It was low. Flip my petty. Look at this one by @Zaytoven, who tweeted, so this happened when I got tired of dancing at Solo Kalen. Did I nail it? Squat bay pose. I don't think you did, Zaytoven, but you didn't ask me, so.
Well, this was definitely a fun one, y'all. Hey, if you guys have a meme that you guys want to find out what the origin is, please tweet us @PowerStarLive, and we'll get all the tea for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So now it's time to flex some star power. And our next guest is not only the dopest, most accomplished producers in the game, he is also part of Will Packer's upcoming docuseries, The Atlanta Child Murders, and he executive producer of the hit Lifetime show, The Rap Game. If that's not enough, he's on TV's One's new episode of Uncensored as well. Check it out right here.
This is a story that people don't actually know. I had to figure out how you tell a girl that you've been dating for 8 years that you about to have a baby with somebody you just met. I relived all of this, what I was going through, in writing Confessions. I still look at that song to this day as like the reason why I was so successful, because it was true.
Jermaine Dupri on an all-new Uncensored, Sunday at 10 on TV One.
Let's give it up for Jermaine Dupri. Live in the studio with us today. How you doing today?
I'm good. How you?
Good, good. So we know you have an upcoming special episode of Uncensored coming out.
Yeah.
You're gonna be dropping a whole lot of tea. What do viewers have to look forward to?
Just learning about how long I've been in the music industry. It ain't really many people that's in this game that's been doing this as long as I have. I don't even know if you can name 5.
Right.
Not that's been hot for as long as you have. You've been killing them for a long time.
A long time.
Yeah, but I mean, just to start, I started in this when I was 12. So, yeah, so it's just like you see my child. I tell you about my childhood and, what I was doing at 12, 13, 14, 15, the fact that I didn't finish high school because of Atlanta not being prepared for entertainment. It's a lot of things that people they don't
didn't know about you.
I mean, that people think they know, but they don't actually know.
You have your finger on the pulse, and you're creating so much dope music and dope content. How do you find time to balance everything, bro?
What is time?
What is time?
I don't know. I was in the studio Usher last night till 6 in the morning. What time is it? Whatever time. Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
I don't know what that is actually. Time is just like, I mean, but that's the one thing I will say about this Uncensored is that what I realized in the Uncensored that I've been doing that I need to learn how to do is to acknowledge more of the accomplishments that I do. You know what I mean? 'Cause I be doing a lot, but then a lot of times the stuff that I want to do, it happens at the end when I'm on to something else.
Exactly.
And then I'm on to this, trying to get this done, and then this happens. So then I don't actually celebrate what actually happened.
Right.
I'm trying to get this done. So
on
it's
to the
just,
next.
it's too much. So you just gotta, that made me really realize, like, you gotta slow down a little bit, just start paying attention.
And start enjoying the ride.
Yeah, just enjoy it a little
Right.
bit, yeah.
You do so much, just like you said, you have the Lifetime series, The Rap Game, where you're pouring your knowledge into up-and-coming artists. How important is it for up-and-comers to get schooled by someone like you?
In this day and era, it's very, very important because they don't have, the schooling is not out there. Like I said, if you watch this Uncensored, you'll see that I started when I was 12. I was on tour with Houdini, Run DMC, and the Fat Boys, and at 12, they weren't directly teaching me, but they were teaching me. And you just learn because you was around all of this energy. These kids, they don't have that. You know what I mean? They growing up just watching TV and, looking at what's on social media.
Yeah.
You can't learn like that.
Yeah, it's very microwavable.
Earlier in the show, we showed a clip with Will Packer talking about the Atlanta child murders. And you said you started at 12 and being in Atlanta, how Atlanta wasn't prepared for the entertainment industry at that time. What was it like for you growing up as a child here in Atlanta?
I mean, you know, just like, I guess you scared maybe, but you know how black people are. That ain't gonna happen over here where we live at. You know what I mean? That's kind of the mentality you had, but then it started coming closer. I think that's what was so shocking about it, because at first it was like, that's over there. Oh.
It's home now.
Oh, it's right around the corner. So it was a little scary. You know what I mean? It was like, if you go outside, you thought somebody might try to grab you. So you start practicing what you're gonna do if somebody grab you and all that type of stuff. I mean, I know I was thinking about all that, like, you know.
Right. Well, before we let you go, we want to play a little game with you because, listen, we all know you are an amazing songwriter. You're a legend, and you've written so many hit songs. So we want to kind of quiz you on some of the songs that you've blessed us with.
The current day Quincy Jones, right?
Exactly. So, you know, I think I'm going to try to sing some of them. Don't judge
come
me.
on, let's hear it.
I'm going to try to rap some of them.
All right,
Zilla going to try to rap.
The key word, everybody, is try.
Try. Don't kill us. We're trying,
all right,
okay? All right, so let me try to sing this first one.
And then you got to guess which will finish the lyric? All right, cool.
You can, yeah. All right, so. Oh, Lord, I'm so embarrassed.
You got this.
You like this and you know it. Caution, so explosive. Then chickens is ash and I'm lotion. Baby, come and get it. Let me give you what you need. Okay, so who's the song by and what's the song?
Mariah.
Yes.
That's the end of the
He knows his hits. All right,
I'm gonna give you one from the middle-ish, and I'm gonna butcher this, so don't judge me. I need you to help me with the ad lib, okay?
Okay, cool.
All right. Wake up, so I can get dressed. I guess my body was mad because I didn't give it a rest.
She ain't do her part.
She didn't do her part.
Y'all got to do it again.
All right.
Let's see.
All right. Wake up.
Wake up.
So I can get some rest. So I can get dressed. My body was mad because I didn't give it the rest.
Yeah. I want to say Mr. Bus because she did it like that. So yeah.
That was
she helped me. Without her ad lib, I was a little lost. Like, what song is this?
Can we do one more?
We have one last one. Okay.
She want to do this one too.
You don't even know me. You just want to do what you want to do. That's not the way it should be.
Okay, sing.
You should listen to me. Oh, boy.
She wanted to do that. She just wanted to do that. That's Escape.
That's Escape.
Well, Jamie, thank you so much for hanging out with us.
So before you go, though, since you are a legend, I'm going to give you 20 seconds to do and say whatever you want as you power walk your way off a stage. Thank you for coming to the show, brother, man. The floor is yours. You can do this.
Oh, yeah, like she said, make sure y'all watch the Uncensored. I think that it's really important that people pay attention to this career because, like I said, it's not many people that's had this long of a career. And I'm sure it could be pretty inspirational.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, brother.
Thanks, lady. Thanks for coming.
All right.
Always a pleasure.
I guess you said I'm supposed to power my way up, right? All right.
You guys out there in Twitterverse, make sure you catch Jermaine Dupri's episode of Uncensored Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on TV1.
Now, Jess, I know you heard this saying, the family that shines together stays together.
Nah, I ain't never heard that saying, but I think I know what you're trying to say.
That's what it should say. So I think this week's Shine On, we should highlight one of basketball's favorite husband and wife duos, light-skin relation goals themselves, Steph Curry and Ayesha Curry, because their foundation, the Stephen and Ayesha Curry Foundation, they created this scholarship that's going to be awarded to a college-bound female who is from the Bay Area who specializes in pursuing a STEM field background.
That's right. This scholarship was launched on International Women's Day. Each year, the program selection process will seek to announce a new recipient on this day. Candidates will be identified on the basis of their demonstrated aptitude for overcoming adversity, catalyzing change within her community, and demonstrating excellence in a STEM-related field of study. With this being Women's History Month, this is definitely a win for the Curry family, encouraging women all over Twitter, like @Pastor Amita, who tweeted, "The more you know." This is the year of yes. No is not an option.
Now,
that's right.
One may ask, how can someone not love this power move by this power couple, right? Well, someone from Black Twitter, a lot of Black Twitter was 50-50 on this, and one person named @IamDorison who tweeted this. She said, obviously, I cannot tell anybody what to do with what they should or shouldn't do with their money. And I'm glad they're willing to give their money in support of others. However, I do wonder why black people who know the plight of black people in America don't allocate funds solely for black people. Now, I understand what this person is saying, but I don't agree with it just because, like, I feel like we're a country of all people. And while blacks do need special help because we've been oppressed for hundreds of years and still being oppressed, this isn't America, and we should include everyone and stuff.
Listen, as black folks, we're always fighting for inclusion, and this is just one cause. We don't know, we haven't even spoken about other causes that their foundation has fought for. And at the end of the day, all women should be encouraged to go into a field like this, all right? I mean, come on. So if you have any problem with it, start your own foundation and do your foundation the way you want to do your foundation. But I am Team Curry on this one. So keep shining, the Curry family. And don't forget, the family that shines together, like Zilla said, stays together.
I knew it would grow on you.
Yeah, like a fungus.
Wow, a fungus though?
A fancy fungus, like a little truffle. You know,
okay, all right, that's cool. Okay. I want to tell Aisha and Steph Curry to keep shining because we see you.
We definitely do. Now that's a wrap on today's episode of Power Star Live. Thanks to super producers Will Packer and Jermaine Dupri for stopping by today. But we gotta thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to @ us and #Power Star Live for any and all tweets you want us to see.
Now it's time to say goodbye to all our Twitter friends. But you guys remember that this is your show, so tell us how you want it.
And be sure to be back here next Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know, I got my black wig on today. You know what I'm saying? Zilla, your beard looks fierce.
Thank you. My hat will be here next week.
Okay, we're going to be back here next week, 4 p.m. Keep it locked right here.
Yeah, Black Twitter. Stay undefeated.
All rise, oh yeah, it's time, Power Star Live. Step into the lime, light is too bright. The biggest stars ever, coming at you live. Melanated hashtags, get bags or grab some tea. The culture on display, clapbacks for you to see. Uncut, unfiltered shade like under tree. And every Wednesday, only one place you should be. Power Star Live, every week a half hour. No one show should have all this power. Power.
Ooh, thank you.